I've pretty much doubled my money on it so far, triple my money at least, like in the worst case. Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm gonna tell you about my top 4 growth stocks that I believe will give me high returns in the future. Please be advised that nothing in this video is financial advice and it's for entertainment purposes only. So let's get straight to the stocks. Number 1 is Rolls-Royce. As you can see, I've been buying it since the end of 2020 until now. Basically, I've been constantly buying it. I've even been buying it in another portfolio, and I've pretty much doubled my money on it so far. Current price is this, and the average price is around half of that. So as you can see in this chart, it seemed to be doing okay until March 2020. That's when it had a huge steep drop. This was obviously like the market crash of the pandemic, which is when many stocks just collapse, basically oversold. Like, it shouldn't have gone this much. All airline stocks, anything related to airlines or travel, Boeing, Air Canada, whatever, everything just went down pretty much. Just before the pandemic, it was at least like 6 times where it is now. It was like 6 times that, 5 times that. I definitely saw it as oversold, and I was buying it around here. This tiny little increase that you can see here is actually like doubled my money. Since buying it, there has been a new CEO for Rolls-Royce. Tufan Erginbilgic was the CEO of BP before joining Rolls-Royce, and he was, as far as I know, a pretty successful CEO there. I guess he will add a lot of value to Rolls-Royce, as we've been seeing so far. And that brings me on to stock number 2, which is IAG. That is the company that owns British Airways. What's that other airline? The Spanish one, Iberia or something like that. And it owns one more airline. I can't remember honestly what it was, but the main thing was British Airways. So I bought this on the basis the UK's primary airline, and so far whenever Britain was struggling with any of their companies or something, it would tend to get buyouts from Qatar or countries in the Middle East or something like that. And it has, as you can see, a similar chart to Rolls-Royce. So it's also collapsed during the pandemic. This is way too oversold. Before the pandemic, it was like at least like 6 times where it is now. So I mean, there's at least space for me to like triple my money, at least, like in the worst case. And obviously I'm holding these for like years. I'm investing long term. I'm not trying to like scalp trade or day trade or something like that. I'm trying to make long term wealth, not just turn a quick profit. Its stock has been moving slightly similar to Rolls-Royce, but not as good as Rolls-Royce. I am in a slight profit at the moment. As you can see, the current price is this, and as you can see, in these kind of times, I would have highs and then it would go down and I'd buy more. And so you can see my average is like around this line, basically. Travel has obviously increased since the pandemic. Rolls-Royce and IAG are both still a bit down, like compared to where they should be. But I believe that's because of a lot of debt that they've accumulated and interest rates going up, and that just makes the debt even worse. Rolls-Royce, if I'm not mistaken, had such good earnings, and by law in the UK, if the earnings are like really high, like much higher than predicted, they have to by law like release them early or something, which is what they did. And Rolls-Royce's earnings were like through the roof apparently. I don't remember what they were, but they were pretty it gave the stock another jump. They basically had good news about the debt because their earnings were so good. And you know, when it was during the pandemic, the revenue was so bad that they said, oh, this is going to take ages to pay back the debt and everything. And now that their earnings are so solid, they're like, you know what, that looks good for IAG as well, because like similar industry, similar situation sort of. Rolls-Royce also has, obviously, it's not just flights or something like that. It's also defense with potential of upcoming wars. They even had like a $1 billion contract with the American government to make like an engine for some military aircraft. They're also working with BAE Systems, which I have also invested in. I've also started a small position in BAE Systems here, and they are working on a nuclear powered submarine. Pretty exciting stuff. BAE and Rolls-Royce are kind of going hand in hand. BAE had like a big hiring spree like last summer, hired like 150,000 graduates or something like that. I don't know, something ridiculous like that. It was like a lot of people. So yeah, they have BAE Systems has like a lot of stuff that they're working on. I can even show you. Armored multi-purpose vehicle. They're doing a lot of stuff really, like EV. They're like in kind of like everything. But BAE Systems is not one of my 4 top growth stocks partly because I'm kind of late to the party, because if we go and look at BAE's chart, I am pretty late to the party. So this is December 2020, which is when I bought like Rolls-Royce and IAG and whatever, and since then BAE is like doubled, and I only bought it like at this line. So that's unfortunate, but it's okay. Better late than never. I've had a little jump here, as you can see. So if the current price is 53, I bought at 47, which I mean, I actually bought it very recently, so it's not bad at all. Like I'm up like what 9% or something in like a week. And yeah, BAE has also, if I'm not mistaken, it's managed to get a lot of government funding for a lot of their projects. Rolls-Royce is also working on mini nuclear reactors sort of thing, which they can just put like in any neighborhood, and it's like some really well engineered sort of thing that's like safe and can be put like everywhere. You don't have to have like one big facility to like have some huge nuclear reactor and whatever. So making use of all the little spaces everywhere. Nuclear energy is a good bet for the future, since everyone is trying to go more green and move away from oil and gas. It produces more energy than solar and wind and whatever, geothermal or something like that. So that is my reason for investing in Rolls-Royce and IAG. It's sort of like combined, like they kind of like together. I see them as like the same almost. But Rolls-Royce is definitely is probably like my biggest holding and my favorite stock at the moment. My third stock is IonQ, a quantum computing company. I don't think they are profitable at the moment. It's quite a speculative pick. Quantum computing, if you don't know, it's sort of like some super powerful computer. So like how a computer has like a core, and then another computer has like quad core, and then 8 core, whatever. So quantum computer makes it like as if it has like a million cores or something like that. I'm not even entirely sure, but it makes like the computer like unimaginably powerful. Like it can make it like extremely powerful. So like something that would take it like a long time to do it, the computer could do it in like seconds or something like that. And I really think that is something that is going to be big in the future. Google has also been working on it, and Google is also one of my top investments. You can see my average price on another portfolio. I bought it at like 7 or something like that. You can see my average price here is 13.89. The first time I bought it was like around here, and then it shot up, which was amazing. In like 1 week I was up like 60%, or I don't know, whatever that is, like double or something. And then it went down. Then like around here I bought like more on the other portfolio, and then it was down, and then it started going up all of a sudden. I mean, I'm not worried really what happens with this for the next like 5-10 years. Like I really don't care. It's for the future, and I diversify my risks and everything pretty well, I think. So I mean, even if it was to flop, yeah, that's an important thing. Like these 4 stocks are not for you to go all in and put all your life savings into or something. It's for taking an amount that you'd be willing to risk and you're ready to lose, and it could potentially be very rewarding. Moving on to the last of my top 4 stock picks for my top growth stocks is Palantir, which is a more popular one. I think a lot of people know about it. It's kind of a hype stock because it's like got to do with AI and things like that. This is a company that has like a pretty decent market cap, 36 billion, even though it's like, I'm not even sure if they're like properly profitable yet, but it's still I would consider like up and coming. Yeah, you can see like net income minus 373 million, negative profit margin. The main thing about this company is the US government kind of like trusts them. While there's many AI companies out there, these guys seem to have a good like network, and they already have had some contracts with the government. This could potentially be a big company in the future, like, you know, from the S&P 500 or whatever. Or it could just, I mean, the government could just also just move on and be like, oh, you know, we found another better company or something. But either way, the CEO seems like very passionate about what he's doing and everything, and I think that regardless of what happens, I think it definitely in the future will be bigger than where it is now. I'm pretty sure. Some people say it's a bit overvalued and stuff, but it tends to be people who are too focused on the numbers. But the thing is that generally, no company's price to earnings ratios are like 1 or something like that. Like they're all like, you know, 30, and depending on the sector and everything. But it's because the prices of stocks are like how people perceive them, like the value that people think that this company will give them. So it doesn't have to be like always like perfectly correct in the technical terms. So I mean, you know, any of these I could be right or wrong. As I said, this is for entertainment, not financial advice. For me, this stock has been like up and down. I actually didn't buy it before this peak, which is when a lot of people bought it. I actually bought it like after it, and then bought it down, 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 and averaged down a little bit. I was in like a loss for a long time, then it went up, and then I bought a bit more and it was going up, and now it's going down again because it missed earnings by like what, like 0.75%. As I said, I'm diversified, and you should be too. And you know, stable stocks are great, and don't even underestimate the returns that you can get from just buying like Google and Microsoft. But I do want something that could, you know, potentially, you know, give me something worthwhile, like really good, you know. Like I want to be one of those people who could be like, oh yeah, I bought this back when it was like nothing. So that's it for now. Subscribe for more content like this. I might make a video talking about my biggest mistakes in my portfolio. So if you're interested, then stay tuned for that. I made a video on my experience day trading, which you can find on my page as well.